I'd like to ask the panel about the new ban that came out. I think it was on Friday last week, which includes Nigeria, because I think that's the one country that's been affected the most. So if we can maybe spend just like a minute or two on that one, and if you can give us your thoughts and updates on how you see that evolving.
Thing is, what the ban is doing is predominantly banning people from getting green cards. People who come on non-immigrant visas, they have to, case by case. But there's also waivers available. So these are hard to get, but people that are qualified can apply for a waiver and still try to be able to do it. But it's definitely going to impact a lot of people from those countries.
Yeah, that's a good point that I forgot to mention, Jacob. And the waivers, at least according to the statistics that I've read, have been given to less than 2% of the applicants. But I'm really happy to say we had a marriage case from Iran a couple of weeks ago, and we got our first waiver. So it is,
oh, wow.
it's rare, but it is possible to get a waiver. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris, did you have anything to add about?
I mean, the only thing I have to add is, the ban does not go into effect until the 21st. And so if you have an appointment between now and 2 Fridays from now, you definitely do not want to miss that. A. B, if you have the visa, the I-551 stamp in your passport, we're advising that you travel. Normally that's valid for 6 months from your visa appointment. So if you had your appointment on, say, I don't know, January 15th, that's probably valid until July. We do recommend you travel before the 21st. That's my second point. And then my third point is that even though we're recommending you travel before the 21st, according to the actual proclamation, you should actually still be able to enter after the 21st because you do have a valid means of entry. So, if by some chance you should travel by the 21st, if by some chance you absolutely cannot, then you should continue to try to attempt to enter because you should be granted entry because the ban is not supposed to apply to you. And then a couple other sort of related points, I think, on the Nigeria ban. If you're in the United States on, let's say, a student status, we do see a lot of Nigerian student nurses here in the United States. You are still eligible to adjust your status in the United States. So the ban only applies to folks who are outside the United States. And then my last point is it unusually only applies to immigrants, which is to say green cards applicants. It does not actually apply to student visas and tourist visas and H-1B visas and a lot of these other what we call non-immigrant or temporary visas. And so if you happen to be a student and you're listening in today and you're Nigerian, you shouldn't have any problem re-entering the United States because, again, the ban does not apply to students. It only applies to permanent resident applications. So a few ancillary points there.
And thanks for sharing that, Chris. And I think just to finish off this Nigeria question, we had a nurse. She's born in Nigeria but a Canadian citizen, so she is okay to come in on the TN visa, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. If she's Canadian, she should be able to just show the Canadian passport.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.